Ever wondered why Japan, the land of the rising sun, doesn't use street names for most of its addresses? This might sound strange, especially when you're used to an address system that relies heavily on street names. But in Japan, the story is a bit different. Instead of street names, addresses in Japan are primarily based on block numbers. Yes, you heard it right. Block numbers. In the Japanese address system, cities and towns are divided into districts, which are then further divided into smaller areas referred to as chome. Each chome is then divided into blocks, and these blocks are numbered. So instead of a street name and a house number, you'll have a district name, a chome number, and a block number. For instance, let's imagine an address like Chiyoda 123. Chiyoda here is the district. The first number refers to the chome, and the following numbers are the block and building numbers respectively. The Japanese address system might seem a little bewildering to a first-time visitor, but it's deeply rooted in the country's history and culture. This system came into existence during the Meiji period in the late 19th century, when Japan was undergoing rapid modernization and urbanization. It was then that the government decided to replace the complicated and often confusing traditional address system with this more systematic approach. Despite its apparent complexity, this address system has its advantages. It's systematic, it's organized, and it reflects the Japanese culture's emphasis on order and structure. It also adds a touch of mystery and excitement to navigation, don't you think? So the next time you plan a trip to Japan, remember, it's all about the block numbers, not the street names. Did you know that Australia once waged a war against emus? Yes, you heard it right. The Great Emu War, as it's often referred to, is one of the most unique chapters in Australian history. It was the early 30s, the depths of the Great Depression, and Australian farmers in Western Australia were struggling. To make matters worse, a flock of some 20,000 emus migrated inland from their coastal breeding grounds, descending upon the wheat fields. These large, flightless birds, native to Australia, feasted on the crops, leaving a trail of desolation in their wake. The distraught farmers, many of whom were World War I veterans, appealed to the government for assistance. In a move that still perplexes many, the Australian government responded by deploying the military. Armed with machine guns and a sense of duty, the soldiers were tasked with managing the emu population. But here's the surprising part. The emus proved harder to combat than anyone had anticipated. They were fast, agile, and surprisingly resilient. The first operation, launched in November 1932, was a failure. The birds scattered and fled at the sound of gunfire, making it difficult to aim. The military regrouped and launched a second operation, but the results were much the same. By the time the operation was called off, it was estimated that only a fraction of the emu population had been culled. The war had lasted a little over a month and had consumed a significant amount of resources. The farmers were still left grappling with the emu menace, and the military was left scratching their heads. The newspapers had a field day, dubbing it the Emu War. Despite the unusual and somewhat comical nature of this event, it's a testament to the resilience of nature and the challenges of wildlife management. The emus proved to be formidable opponents, leading some to question who truly won the Great Emu War. One country, two capitals. Ever wondered how that works in Bolivia? Well, let's dive into this unique tale of dual governance. In Bolivia, the seat of government and executive capital is La Paz, while Sucre is the constitutional capital. This intriguing setup is the result of a rich tapestry of historical and political events. First, let's journey back in time to the year 1839. Back then, Sucre was declared the first capital of Bolivia, named after the revolutionary hero Antonio José de Sucre. It was the heart of the country, a place of grandeur and historical significance. Here, the Bolivian constitution was born, and Sucre was etched into history as the constitutional capital. Fast forward to the late 1800s, Bolivia was embroiled in a turbulent period known as the Federal War. The government, seeking a more centralized location, moved the seat of power to La Paz. Nestled high in the Andes, La Paz offered a strategic advantage, and so it became the de facto capital, housing the executive and legislative branches of government. Now you might be wondering, how does having two capitals affect Bolivia's governance? An interesting question indeed. Despite the geographical divide, the Bolivian government operates smoothly. The constitutional duties remain in Sucre, where the judiciary is located. Meanwhile, La Paz, as the administrative capital, is the hub of political activities. This arrangement has certainly led to some complexities, but it also showcases Bolivia's ability to adapt and evolve. It's a testament to the nation's resilience in the face of change, a fascinating blend of history and modernity. In the end, it's not about which city is the real capital. It's about how Bolivia, with its dual capital system, continues to thrive and navigate its unique path in the world. In Bolivia, it seems, two heads, or in this case two capitals, are better than one. You may have heard of politicians behaving like animals, but in Talkeetna, Alaska, they had an actual cat for a mayor. Now let's journey to the beautiful town of Talkeetna, nestled in the heart of Alaska. This picturesque place, known for its stunning wilderness and vibrant community, has an intriguing tale to share. For over 15 years, the town was governed not by a person, but by a feline. Yes, you heard that right. A cat named Stubbs served as the honorary mayor of Talkeetna, becoming a symbol of the town's unique spirit. Stubbs' journey to becoming mayor is as delightful as it is unusual. This orange tabby cat was adopted by the town from a local animal shelter as a kitten. In an unexpected turn of events, the residents, disenchanted with their human candidates, decided to write in Stubbs as their choice during the mayoral elections. What started as a joke soon turned into a reality, and Stubbs became the town's honorary mayor. Throughout his tenure, Mayor Stubbs did exactly what you'd expect a cat to do. He lounged around, took long naps, and graciously accepted the adoration of his constituents. His office was the town's general store, where residents and tourists alike could visit him. Despite his unconventional style of governance, or perhaps because of it, Stubbs won the hearts of everyone who crossed his path. Stubbs' mayoral reign speaks volumes about the sense of community in Talkeetna. This was a town that chose warmth, humor, and a dash of eccentricity over traditional politics. It's a testament to their love for animals and their ability to find joy in the unexpected. The tale of Stubbs, the cat mayor, also served as a quirky attraction, drawing visitors from far and wide. It wasn't just the breathtaking Alaskan wilderness that people came to see, but also the chance to meet this charming political figure. Stubbs may no longer be with us, but his legacy as the cat mayor continues to charm visitors from around the world. His story remains a delightful chapter in the annals of Talkeetna, a testament to the town's unique charm and community spirit. When is a banana more than just a banana? In Somalia, it was once used as currency. In the late 20th century, Somalia faced an economic crisis of epic proportions. Hyperinflation had taken hold, and the Somali shilling was losing its value at an alarming rate. The situation was dire, and the people of Somalia needed a solution, and fast. Enter the humble banana. Now you might be thinking, a banana as currency? But in a country where the traditional economy was collapsing, bananas became a strangely fitting solution. You see, Somalia is one of the largest banana producers in Africa. The fruit is a staple of the Somali diet, and an important export commodity. When the official currency was spiraling downwards, bananas, abundant and universally valued, became a logical alternative. So, how did it work? Well, in the midst of the financial crisis, people began to trade goods and services using bananas instead of the rapidly devaluing shilling. Need a haircut? That'll be 2 bananas, please. How about a ride across town? That'll cost you a bunch. This barter system using bananas brought some stability in a time of chaos. It was a unique solution to a complex problem, demonstrating the resourcefulness and resilience of the Somali people. Of course, using bananas as currency had its issues too. The fruit's perishable nature posed a challenge, and the value of a banana could fluctuate based on the season or the size of the harvest. But in the face of economic collapse, the banana system provided a way for people to continue trading and surviving. Eventually, with the stabilization of the Somali economy, the banana currency gave way to more traditional forms of money. But the memory of this unique period remains a testament to the ingenuity of the Somali people in the face of adversity. So in Somalia, a banana isn't just a piece of fruit, but a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. We've traveled around the world and back again, exploring some of the most curious and surprising facts about different countries. Each stop on our virtual journey has offered us a fascinating glimpse into the unique quirks that set each nation apart. Let's take a moment to reflect on the peculiarities we've uncovered. We started in the land of the rising sun, where instead of street names, they use block numbers in their address system. Imagine trying to navigate that for the first time. Then we hopped over to Australia, a land known for its unique wildlife. But who would have thought that they once waged war against emus? Yes, you heard that right. The Great Emu War was a real event in the history of this splendid country. Our journey then took us to Bolivia, a country that couldn't settle for just one capital, so it chose two. La Paz and Sucre each hold the title of capital, each with its own unique charm and significance. Next, we found ourselves in the frosty state of Alaska, where the mayor of Talkeetna was not your usual politician. Instead, the reins of the town were held by a cat named Stubbs. Yes, a feline mayor. Isn't that something? Finally, we landed in Somalia, where, for a time, bananas were more than just a fruit. They served as a form of currency. Imagine going to a grocery store with a bunch of bananas to pay for your groceries. These curiosities remind us of the incredible diversity and richness of our world. Each country, each city, and every small town holds its own unique story, filled with surprising facts that make our world an endlessly fascinating place. So let's keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, stay curious. Who knows what other surprises await us in our next journey? Stay curious,